I love Tonikawa, and you know what? I kind of called it in my seasonals video. For those of you who don't know me well, I am a huge fan of romance anime. The amount of shoujo anime I've binged as a grown adult is quite shameful. So needless to say, any kind of upbeat, decently thought out romance anime is going to pull me in. But I knew Tonikawa was going to be the anime I fell in love with this season because of this. That opening is mesmerizing. The first time I heard that, I was like, okay, yeah, this show is going to be a banger. And you know what? I was right. I fell in love with this show out of the gate. Now, this anime is a bit different from your typical romance anime. It does still start with two teenagers at high school age. Well, the guy is 18 and the girl is 16 according to the anime. But this show isn't actually a romance anime about school. Neither one of them are actually ever shown going to school because, well, neither one of them does. You know what, this is gonna be a lot easier to explain if I just give a quick synopsis of the show. So the show follows Nasa-kun. He's a bright kid who's preparing for his college entrance exams when he is hit by a truck. Luckily for him, a mysterious girl jumps in the way and cushions the blow, saving his life. He asks her to go out with him, and she tells him only if they get married, and he just kinda says, yeah, sure, why not? Then he passes out from blood loss. A year or so later, Nasa is living on his own since he missed his college entrance exams due to being hospitalized. So instead of going to college, he just joins the workforce and has been living by himself. This mysterious girl, after vanishing since the accident, just shows up a year later with a marriage certificate in hand, and then they get hitched. Together, Nasa starts his romantic life with his new wife, who goes by the name Tsukasa. Sorry, yeah, I know that's quite the synopsis, but a lot of stuff happens in the first episode of this anime. But it's definitely worth it, because after that, the show kind of takes this deep breath and starts to take everything at a slower pace. What really makes this show just shoot off so many endorphins in my head is the characters. Every character in this anime is the most wholesome, sweet things you can imagine. Every time a new character is introduced, they find a new way to melt your heart. Nasa-kun himself is a perfect example. He's actually really brilliant. He was the top of his class and destined for great things. However, he's super emotional, and instead of pursuing a career, he decided to low-key sit around and just wait for his mystery wife to show up. And when she does, she is the center of this man's world. Literally all day, every day, he's trying to learn new things about her and trying his best to make her happy. And it's just coming from the most wholesome part of his personality. And a little bit, but extremely tasteful amount of perversion. I realize now that I haven't really watched that many romance anime where the two main characters actually get married. I know they exist, but one's never really drawn me in until now. I guess that's because this is more so a blossoming romance anime. And that's kind of the other nice thing about this anime. Both characters don't really know much about each other when they first get married, so it's adorable to see both of them slowly learn all of their unusual habits. For instance, Tsukasa is a restless sleeper and doesn't care much for history, even though that's kind of explained why later on. Meanwhile, Nasa is a super nerd who overthinks everything and gets easily fixated on specific ideas. For instance, the situation where he realizes that he never got his wife a wedding ring. So he does a ton of research on it and almost blows all of his money on a pair of wedding rings before Tsukasa talks him down into buying cheaper ones. And each of the characters who are introduced in this anime all have these kinds of quirks about them that just make them that much more special. The show also has a bit of a supernatural element to it as well. It's pretty on the nose that Tsukasa isn't really a human, or if she is, she's some kind of immortal human who's been 16 her whole life. Wait, but that doesn't mean you guys can lewd her, okay? She is way too wholesome and sweet for you guys to lewd. Please, please, for the love of God, do not lewd Tsukasa. She is adorable, that would ruin her, please. But the fact that she's immortal is just kind of glossed over, and I think that's actually what makes it that much funnier. Like, Nasa just never questions anything she says and is always like, no reason to think into that comment too much. Sure, she just casually read some ancient scripts that have yet to be deciphered, but hey man, come on, it's bath time. I just love how nonchalant their whole family is about her. I do want to clarify though, I'm not trying to oversell this anime. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like this anime is breaking any new grounds in the romance genre. It is, at the end of the day, a pretty safe bet romance anime. It doesn't introduce any outlandish concepts or try anything too crazy. This show is just your run-of-the-mill romance. Two characters fall in love with each other but don't know much about each other, so they take the time to learn about the other one and try their best to make the other happy. Of course, there's always shenanigans involved, but their love is wholesome and always prevails. And that's why this show is so charming. It's one of these anime that knows what it is. All this show wants to do is make you feel good, and you know what? Sometimes we need a show like Tonikawa. Thank you for watching. The Discord is live. I repeat, the Discord is live. Last time I did a public Discord, I had 3,000 subs, and boy, it went bad, but I've come back. I've come back with new ideas and new techniques to hopefully make the Discord not be a flaming piece of, yeah, you get where I'm going with this, right? Oh my God, it was bad, but we're gonna make it better this time, okay guys? So if you guys wanna join the public Discord, I'll have the link in the description. Also, we've been streaming on Twitch. Once again, I always invite you guys to come hang out with me on twitch.tv/ManimeMatt, so make sure you guys go check that out. We've actually been doing a Borderlands 2 playthrough recently, which has been pretty fun. And I want to get enough people so we can finally do a BioShock playthrough, my all-time favorite game that is not anime related. Either way, huge thank you to my patrons. You guys are my heroes. This is Manime Matt. Make sure you guys say man and go watch that goddamn anime.